Mama's hands in the soil, carried every broken dream like it was mine to spoil. Papa left on a Tuesday with nothing but his pride, and I learned real young that love could leave without a goodbye. But I kept walking through the dust, kept believing when I must. Found that life don't owe you easy, it just gives you what it does. Somewhere between the leaving and the learning to stay, I found out love ain't running, it's choosing every day. Through the dust and the daydreams, through the fire and the haze, love is showing up in silence in 1,000 quiet ways. Met a man with gentle eyes at a town I passed through fast. Thought I wasn't made for staying, thought I wasn't built to last. He made coffee in the mornings, left me notes beside the door. Never asked me to stop wandering, just asked me to come back for more. So I kept walking through the dust, learned that love could still be just all the things I never trusted: patience, grace, and us. Somewhere between the leaving and the learning to stay, I found out love ain't running, it's choosing every day. Through the dust and the daydreams, through the fire and the haze, love is showing up in silence in 1,000 quiet ways. Mama called me in the autumn, said she finally found her peace. Said the house felt like a garden when she let the anger cease. I drove home for the first time in 7 years that fall, held her hands that smelled like soil, and understood it all. Now I got a gravel driveway, got a man who knows my name, got a daughter asking questions, she's got wonder, not my shame. I tell her life will knock you sideways, love will make you wanna flee, but the bravest thing you'll ever do is choose your family. Somewhere between the leaving and the learning to stay, I found out love ain't running, it's choosing every day. Through the dust and the daydreams, through the fire and the haze, love is showing up in silence and staying through the haze. Dust and daydreams, dust and daydreams. Mama's hands in the soil, and I'm finally home. I wrote your name on paper cranes and let them find the wind. Wondered if forgiving you meant letting you back in. You left in early springtime when the cherry blossoms fell. Took the warmth right out of April, took the words I couldn't tell. I sat with all that silence, built my walls walls like iron fences. Told myself I didn't miss you, but the nights don't lie. I wrote your name on paper cranes and watched them disappear. The seasons don't ask permission, they just turn the calendar year. Maybe I don't need an answer, maybe closure isn't real. Maybe moving on means carrying the love and learning how to heal. Found your jacket in the closet on a cold November night. Still smelled like cedar wood winter, and everything felt right. I stood there in the hallway, half expecting you to call. Realized I'd been holding on to nothing but a hole. So I let the silence teach me, let the empty spaces reach me. Found a version of myself I'd buried underneath the years. I wrote your name on paper cranes and watched them disappear. The seasons don't ask permission, they just turn the calendar year. Maybe I don't need an answer, maybe closure isn't real. Maybe moving on means carrying the love and learning how to heal. I don't blame you for the leaving. We were both just trying, breathing. Two people lost in separate storms who couldn't find the shore. But I'm learning to be grateful for the love we had before. Now I fold my cranes in solitude with nothing but the rain. Not to send a message out, but just to ease the pain. Each one a little prayer for peace, each one a letting go. Each one a little lighter than the one from long ago. I wrote your name on paper cranes and finally set them free. The seasons turned without you, and they turned me back to me. I don't need an answer now, the questions start to heal. Moving on means carrying the love and finally learning how to feel. Paper cranes drifting on the wind, your name in my hands, and I'm letting go again. We were 22 and fearless, thought the world would bend for us. Poured our hearts like cheap red wine into an old glass we both trust. Danced barefoot in your kitchen, to a song we didn't know. Thought that love like ours was permanent, thought it had nowhere to go. But life has its own agenda, and youth ain't up forever. We grew in different directions like two trees in a storm. We were wildfire and wine, beautiful and dangerous, burning through the years we had before we knew the cost of us. Now I'm older and I'm wiser, and I wear the years you gave. Some loves aren't meant for keeping, just for teaching us to be brave. You moved to the Pacific with your notebook and your dreams. I stayed behind and slowly learned that life ain't what it seems. Found a steady kind of living, found a quieter love in time. But sometimes late in October I still think of you and wine. Not with sadness, just with wonder at the lightning and the thunder of a season in my life that made me who I am today. We were wildfire and wine, beautiful and dangerous, burning through the years we had before we knew the cost of us. Now I'm older and I'm wiser, and I wear the years you gave. Some loves aren't meant for keeping, just for teaching us to be brave. I heard you got your novel published, heard you're happy on the coast. I raised a glass of cheap red wine to the version I love most. 22 and full of fire in a kitchen long ago. Some loves are just a wildfire, beautiful in how they glow. Now I tell my daughters stories about following their heart, that brave love and safe love both are worthy from the start, that a love that ends in kindness is a love that still was real, that the fire that once burned through you is just part of how you heal. We were wildfire and wine, reckless and so beautiful, burning every careful bridge before we knew the pull. Now I toast to all the versions of myself that you made brave. Some loves aren't meant for keeping, and some memories are saved. Wildfire and wine, 22 and free. Wherever you are, darling, you still made a better me. I took the scenic highway when the straight road made me numb. Chased the light through borrowed towns until I forgot where I was from. Slept in motels smelling like old rain and cigarettes and years. Rode wrote postcards to nobody just to quiet all my fears. The road has a way of teaching what the walls at home kept preaching, that you carry yourself with you no matter where you go. I took the long way home, through the mountains and the rain, through cities full of strangers and the beautiful mundane. And you were standing at the doorway like you never lost your faith. Love isn't always fireworks, sometimes it's just coming back safe. I spent a winter in a city where nobody knew my name, felt the freedom and the loneliness, they felt exactly the same. Met a woman on a park bench who had wandered half her life, said the best thing she ever found was peace, not place nor wife. So I started turning homeward, something in me moving forward, not from running anymore, but towards something real and warm. I took the long way home, through the mountains and the rain, through cities full of strangers and the beautiful mundane. And you were standing at the doorway like you never lost your faith. Love isn't always fireworks, sometimes it's just coming back safe. You never asked me where I'd been or why it took so long. You just made me tea and held me while I cried the whole night long. And that right there is everything the long road couldn't give. The kind of love that meets you broken and still helps you live. Now I'm home and I'm not restless in the way I used to be. I still love the open highway, but it doesn't call to me. 'Cause wandering without an anchor is just drifting without shore. And you're the reason I come home now, you're the reason I want more. I took the long way home, every detour, every rain, through the beauty and the loneliness and everything in between. And you were standing at the doorway with that patient, steady grace. Love isn't always fireworks, sometimes it's just your face. The long way home, through rain and golden light, you were always at the doorway, and I finally got it right. You said you never needed much, just honesty and time. I said I'd give you everything, then struggled with the climb. We met on an October night in a bar that smelled like rain. You told me all your stories, and I told you all my pain. We were brave in all the small ways, trading confessions on the bad days. Figured out that love is mostly just two people trying hard. Coffee in the morning, confessions late at night. Two people building something out of ordinary life. You never asked for perfect, you just asked me to be true. Turns out love's less like a fairy tale and more like me and you. We had fights about the dishes and the way I disappear when the world gets too heavy and I need to just be near. Silence, you learn to follow me instead of pulling close, and I learned that letting you find me is the thing I needed most. We built our mornings out of patience, built our love on small sensations. Coffee rings on wooden tables, evidence of us. Coffee in the morning, confessions late at night. Two people building something out of ordinary life. You never asked for perfect, you just asked me to be true. Turns out love's less like a fairy tale and more like me and you. I've seen the movies where it's easy, where love solves everything, but real love is in the arguing and still choosing the same thing. It's in the sorry and the trying and the staying in the room. It's in the coffee made exactly right, Earl Grey when I'm blue. 10 years in and I still reach for you in the middle of the night. Still tell you all my secrets by the kitchen's amber light. We're not the kind of story that would make a good film reel, but God, this ordinary love is the most extraordinary thing I feel. Coffee every morning, confessions when it's hard. Two people choosing each other, even with the scars. You never needed perfect, and I never needed new. Turns out love's the most honest thing, and love looks just like you. Coffee and confessions, morning light through the blinds. Just two people trying, and darling, we're doing fine. I used to think that broken meant the end of something good, that every crack was failure, and I misunderstood. Spent years collecting perfect, like it lived inside a frame. Curated every version of myself for someone else's game. But perfect is a prison, and slowly I was given a love that didn't need me to be anything but real. Cracks are just the places where the morning gets through. Unfinished sky still holds the stars, and I held on to you. You love the imperfect version on the days I couldn't shine. Now spring lives in my ribcage, and darling, you're the reason why. You found me in my winter when I wasn't at my best. Didn't try to fix or rescue, just stayed through the rest. Brought me soup on Thursday, left the light on by the door. Never made me feel like broken meant I wasn't worth adoring for. And slowly, like the seasons, love arrived without its reasons, just steady and sure and present every single day. Cracks are just the places where the morning gets through. Unfinished sky still holds the stars, and I held on to you. You love the imperfect version on the days I couldn't shine. Now spring lives in my ribcage, and darling, you're the reason why. I'm learning that the broken things are just the healing things in disguise. That love isn't a lighthouse, it's someone who stays beside through the fog and through the storm clouds and through the days of gray. The unfinished sky is beautiful, and so is finding our Now I leave my cracks uncovered, wear my history like light. Don't apologize for struggle, don't pretend the dark is a night. You taught me that imperfect is just another word for true, and the most unfinished sky I've seen is the one I share with you. Cracks are just the places where the morning bleeds through. Unfinished sky still holds a million stars, and I still hold you. You love the imperfect version, even when I can't find my shine. Spring lives in my bones now, darling, and it's yours, and it's mine. Unfinished sky, cracked and full of light. You stayed through the winter, and now look, it's bright. Lost my job in October, lost my pride somewhere in May. The landlord left a notice, and the sky was turning gray. Ate my meals in silence at a table set for one. Wondered how I'd gotten here before I'd just begun. But grace has a way of finding the people who keep climbing, even when their hands are bleeding and the hill won't end. Found a little grace in strangers on the days I couldn't stand. Found your love in all the small things, found it open-handed. Life ain't always picture pretty, mine's got gravel, scars, and rain. But every scar's a constellation, and darling, you're my north again. You worked the morning shift and came home smelling like the grill. Left your boots beside the doorway, never once complained until I asked you how you held your patience through the hardest of our years. You said, baby, I just loved you, and I had a lot to fear too. And that broke something open, left me raw and wide open. Realize that loving someone means you carry fear with grace. Found a little grace in strangers on the days I couldn't stand. Found your love in all the small things, found it open-handed. Life ain't always picture pretty, mine's got gravel, scars, and rain. But every scar's a constellation, and darling, you're my north again. Mama always said that southern women bend but never break. I used to think that meant be quiet, just endure for someone's sake. But now I know it means keep standing when the world tears you apart. And finding grace in gravel is the toughest kind of art. Lord, back on my feet by springtime, with a job and clear eyes, built our little life back slowly underneath the wide open skies. Still got gravel in our driveway, still got scars we haven't named, but we're riding constellations and they'll never look the same. Found my grace in rock bottom, found your love inside the pain. Found that life gets good and busted, and it circles back again. Mine's not pretty, it's got gravel, it's got coffee, scars, and rain. But every scar's a constellation, baby, we can read them all again. Gravel and grace, southern sky so wide. You love me through the bottom, and darling, we survive. There's a shoebox under my bed full of words I couldn't say. Every letter starts with "I'm sorry" and ends with "please just stay." I wrote you through the summer, and I wrote you through the fall. Words were always easier than saying them at all. But you were done with waiting, and I was done pretending that silence was a language we could both afford to speak. Letters never sent, still living in my drawer. Words that held the truest things I never said before. You were already leaving when I found the courage to write. Some love stories end mid-sentence. Doesn't mean they weren't right. I found the first one yellowed on a cold December night, but you read every word I wrote by the bedside amber light. I was 25 and terrified of everything I felt. Love felt like a loaded gun that I didn't know to hold, and you deserved someone who was ready, someone strong and someone steady, not a girl still fighting all her ghosts in borrowed time. Letters never sent, still living in my drawer. Words that held the truest things I never said before. You were already leaving when I found the courage to write. Some love stories end mid-sentence. Doesn't mean they weren't right. I hope you found your someone, someone brave enough to speak, someone who could hold you through your strong and through your weak. I burned those letters finally on a warm September night, watched the words go up in smoke, and it felt like breathing light. Now I write my letters and I send them every time. I don't wait for perfect words, I send the stumbling rhyme. Because the cost of staying silent is a shoebox full of grief, and love deserves more courage than a letter underneath. Letters always said, now nothing left inside a drawer. The words come out in real time, even when they're not enough. No more love left mid-sentence, and no more hiding what is right. Some love stories need your voice, not letters in the night. Letters never sent, smoke and September light. I learned to speak my love out loud, and darling, it feels right. They said the soil was too broken for anything to grow. Said the frost had hit too heavy and the wind had blown too cold. But I had seeds in my pocket from the seasons I survived, and I pressed them just to see if I could thrive. 'Cause surviving isn't living, and I was done with just existing. I was ready to grow towards something I couldn't yet see. Bloom anyway, even when the ground is hard and dry. Bloom anyway, even when you don't know how or why. Life may crack the earth beneath you, let the roots go deep. Bloom anyway, through the broken, beautiful and free. Lost a friendship in the summer to a silence I can't place. Lost a version of myself along the way in that same space. Grieve the woman I'd been building for a dream that wasn't mine. Then stood up in the rubble with the first scream shooting time. Because grief is also growing, and every ending sowing something new beneath the surface of the life we thought we knew. Bloom anyway, even when the ground is hard and dry. Bloom anyway, even when you don't know how or why. Life may crack the earth beneath you, let the roots go deep. Bloom anyway, through the broken, beautiful and free. Met a woman at the market with a garden on her hands. Said she'd lost her husband, lost her home, her plot of land. Said she planted seeds the morning after everything fell through, because she said the flowers don't need permission, and neither do you. Now I've got a little garden full of everything I've learned. Every bloom a small rebellion, every petal something earned. I tell everyone who's struggling in the winter of their soul that the bravest thing is planting when you're not sure you'll see it grow. Bloom anyway, when the frost has cracked your earth. Bloom anyway, 'cause you've always known your worth. Life will break the ground beneath you, let the roots go deeper still. dark and waited for the weight to lift like morning, but the morning always came too late. And yet here I am breathing, still somehow still believing that the life I have in front of me is worth the fight. Still here when I wasn't sure I would be, still here with the scars and the grace and the me that survived every version of the night I thought would win. Still here with my coffee, with my voice and my skin. Someone loved me through the worst of it without making it a day. Sat beside me in the silence and said, I'm not going, not yet. That kind of love rewrites you in the places you've gone numb. Makes you wanna stay for mornings, makes you wanna become something more than what broke you, something no one ever told you that you carry in your chest like a small and stubborn fire. Still here when I wasn't sure I would be, still here with the scars and the grace and the me that survived every version of the night I thought would win. Still here with my coffee, with my voice and my skin. I'm not going to pretend that I've got everything resolved, that the darkness doesn't visit or the ache is fully solved. But I'm standing in my kitchen on an ordinary day, and the sunlight through the window, God, it hits a certain way. Now I write it in my journal, so the hard days have a home, so the versions of me struggling know they're never quite alone. So the girl who reads this someday in the middle of her night knows that still here is enough, knows that still here is the fight. Still here even when I wasn't sure I'd make it, still here, and I'm mourning how to take it one morning at a time, one ordinary grace. Still here with my scars and my voice and my face. Still here, still breathing, still choosing the light. Still here, and that's enough tonight.